Well, hello everyone. My name is Maria Brophy, and I'm going to talk to you about shedding old energies from the last 3 years. And I'm going to guide you on a very short meditation and a little journaling exercise to help release some of those old energies. And this is part one of two parts. The second part is a much longer meditation and it will be in a separate video. I'm really happy you're here. And my intention is to help you shift from this cycle that we have been stuck in for the last 3 years, going back to March of 2020. And right now, there's this little bit of a portal this month of March 2023 where the energy is going to shift. And if we do it right, we can release a lot of that karmic energy from the last 3 years and kind of give ourselves a clean slate. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the spiritual path because if you're here listening to this right now, you're on a spiritual path. It might be a small path. It might be something very impactful for the world, but regardless of what kind of path you're on, if you're here right now, you're on a spiritual journey. We all are. And to me, a spiritual journey is a discovery of self, a discovery of your place in the world, and it's a discovery of your connection with all that is. And the more we discover this connection that we have to all that is, the more we are able to express ourselves in the world, to be able to create our work, create our art, create our expressions, and do what we came here to do. Most of us are not expressing who we are fully. And I would say more than 95% of us are holding back. And we're holding back because we don't know who we really are. I want you to think about that for a minute. Do you know who you really are? In your mind, ask yourself, who am I really? So the other day I was thinking about this. I was driving in my car and I asked myself, who am I? Well, I'm an art gallery owner. I'm an author. I'm an art agent. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. But is that who I really am? No, those are labels. Those are labels. But if that's not who I am, then who am I? I'm Maria Brophy. That's my name. But that's not who I am either. So who am I? Am I that little girl that grew up on 3 acres in the middle of nowhere in Maryland with a really messed up family and a father who used to beat the crap out of me? That's not who I am either. That is what happened to me. So then, am I my thoughts and feelings? I'm a person who gets excited about travel, who loves writing and teaching and hiking and surfing. But no, that's not who I am either. So the spiritual journey is stripping away all the labels, all the things that were put on us, all the ideas and opinions of everybody else, and getting to the core of who you really are. Now, there was a time in your life when you knew who you really were. Do you remember what that time was? The first time that you knew who you really are was when you were just a baby, before all the labels were put on you, before all the things happened to you, before everybody told you what to think and what to believe. But then over time, layer upon layer upon layer of stuff covering up who you really are happened. So, as I was sitting in my car contemplating all this, all of a sudden it just, boo, the answer came into the top of my head. Who you and I, who we really are. It's so simple. I laughed out loud when it hit me. You are me. I am you. We are all of this, all of this energy flowing through us, stuffed into this astronaut suit that we call a body. That's who we really are. So the spiritual journey is getting that through our human mind, through our spirit, through our body, so that we can feel tapped into this energy most of the time. Because when we're not tapped into it, which is most of the time for most of us, we're holding ourselves back from fully expressing who we are and what we are and what is the energy that's flowing through us, what is that? It's our insights. It's our flash of inspiration. It's the things that excite us. So who you really are is an energy that cannot fully be named. It cannot be seen, but it can be felt. And so what we're going to do is attune ourselves to this energy stream and get in the flow. And the best way to do that is to release all the things that hold us back. You think about like opinions and ideas and our own self-belief about ourselves. They're like chains on us. They take us off our path. It's all the bullshit. The bullshit that comes from here, it's the bullshit that comes from the TV, the collective, misguided, misinformed energy. It's all the things that happen to us that we give meaning to. So we want to unlearn. We want to shed. We want to remove all the bullshit that we absorbed from others and from our poor little misinformed minds. And really, today I want to focus on the last 3 years of the bullshit because this is the time, this is the portal, this is the window. And hey, once you start digging into that layer, then you can go to the next layer and the next layer. And then when we shed this stuff, we are free to express ourselves in a way that keeps us in the flow. So 3 years ago, if you live on planet Earth, you know that the COVID pandemic hit and it created so much fear, confusion, division. Some people lost friends and family members over bullshit that was implanted in our minds by TV, media, misinformation, all that stuff. And you could be the strongest person in the world, but you were not untouched by it. You were not untouched by it. So these energies get stuck to us if we don't deal with them. And stuck emotions lead to unhappiness. They lead to illness. Heck, they lead to cancer. So I want to guide you to shed some of these energies And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to call in the light, and we're going to call in your guides and your higher self. And if you don't know who your guides are, that's okay. You can just call in a general your guides. So what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to close your eyes and just take a breath in. And just notice how your body feels. Notice the support underneath your body. Notice if there's any tingling in your fingers, in your toes. Now I want you to take a breath in through your nose and blow it out, pursing your lips as if you're blowing through a straw. Let's do that. Ready? Now, in your imagination, in your mind's eye, I'd like you to imagine that about 300 feet above your head is a bright golden ball of energy. Light streaming out of it. And imagine that this golden ball of energy light is showering the light down on the top of your head. And as you place your attention on the top of your head, notice if you can feel the skin tingle. Now visualize this golden light as it's coming into the top of your head, filling up to your third eye, filling up to your ears, this golden light showering down to your throat. See it showering down to your heart space. Now watch this golden light go down to your belly button and see it fill up your torso with bright golden light. See this light go down your hips, down your legs, out of the bottoms of your feet and deep into the earth. And now this golden light is grounding you to the earth. And see this light go deeper all the way to the center of Mother Earth, where there is a beautiful, bright, white, loving light of energy from Mother Earth. And see that white light join forces with your golden light. Watch these two lights combine in a beautiful little dance together. Now see this new light come back up through the earth and back into the bottoms of your feet, and watch it shoot up your legs and up your spine all the way to your head and shoot out of the top of your head. And now when you visualize your body, you see it glowing with this beautiful golden and white light. And I want you to imagine that you are glowing so bright that your light fills the room that you're in. And as you take your next breath, see this light expand beyond the town that you're in And see this light expand beyond the entire earth. So you are now connected to everything with your beautiful bright light. Take a breath, enjoying feeling that glowing connection. And now in your mind or out loud, say, I now ask my higher self to join me and assist me in shedding all negative energies that I picked up from the last 3 years. Breathe that in and out. Now, say to yourself, to all my guides who are here for my highest good, please join me here tonight and assist me in shedding any negative energies from the past 3 years. Take a deep breath in. Blow it out. Feel confident that you are well supported by your guides. Okay, now you may open your eyes. And I want you to take a pen and a piece of paper. And on the top half of the paper, I want you to write down 3 things that you are going to shed from the last 3 years. 3 beliefs, arguments, negative energies that no longer serve you. Write those down. If you have to pause the video to go get a pen and paper, go do that now. While you're in this relaxed state, this is the perfect time to do this. So some suggestions on what you could write down and release. You could release anger that you feel towards any single person or groups of people that created anxiety in you these last 3 years. You can release fears that were instilled in you by others or by the media or by family or by your own anxieties. So you could write down what that fear is. Or you could write down some kind of hurt that you felt, or an argument that you have over and over again in your mind with imaginary people, because that's not serving you either. So after you've written down those 3 things that you are going to shed and release, now on the bottom half of the paper, I want you to write down 3 things that you want to embody within yourself. So a few examples, you could write down that you are going to have compassion for everyone, even those you don't agree with. could write down that you're going to have compassion with yourself. You're going to be forgiving. You're going to be loving. You're going to feel peace. You're going to feel courage. Whatever it is that you want to become and you want to feel, write those down. Okay, and now we're going to shed those energies that no longer serve you. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. We're going to rock it out. So I want you to just rock your body back and forth. And as you rock back and forth, breathe mindfully. Then you move your hands back and forth. By rocking back and forth, we're removing and releasing old stuck energies. We tend to carry them in our torso, so this is why the rocking back and forth helps. Now, as you rock forward and backward, say to yourself, I release these fears. I release these fears that no longer serve me, and you push them away with your hands. Breathe into it. I release these untruths that I am not safe. And you can push them away with your hands. Push your hands out like this. And you can even say the truths out loud. I release the untruth that I'm not safe. I let that go. Put your hand, go side to side, put your hands up into the sky. I hand this to my guides to take these fears, these worries, these angry thoughts, these negative energies, and I hand them over to Source. I remove these chains. I remove these chains. I remove these chains. I remove anything keeps me from being who I really am. So I can express myself fully. Now, do a little move your body around in circles in one direction as you breathe in and out. And then go in the other direction. Take a breath in. Breathe out any remaining stale energy by pulling your belly button to your spine and blowing all that air out completely. Put your hands together. Feel the energy between your hands. Notice your belly rise and fall with each breath. Feel the peace with all that new space you just made in your energetic body. You just made a lot of space for new, wonderful things to come through. Now what I'd like you to do next is to take that first half of that paper where you wrote down the things that you were releasing, and I want you to safely burn it in a fire. Or you can tear it up and flush it down the toilet, or you can tear it up and throw it in a trash bin. But you have released it. Now we have a lot of layers to shed. You just shed a couple layers. And when you're ready to do it again, just watch this video all over again and do it one more time. And do it one more time and do it one more time. I hope this was really helpful for you. Please hit subscribe, leave me a comment, and let me know. Your feedback means so much to me because I'm still learning how to guide people on these things, and I really want to know if it's helping people and if I'm on the right track, and you could help me to know that. And I'm open to constructive suggestions as well. I love you so much. Have an amazing day.